Let's go ahead and talk about how bullish it was to have the XRP and the Dogecoin spot ETFs through REX-Osprey go live. They actually beat all expectations, which is wild. It makes me happy. I'm very excited for the future. And this is just telling me, as the biggest dodo on the internet, that once we get the other crypto spot ETFs approved, we're going to see some really, really nice price action. Yes, I know a lot of people in my comments, oh my God, it dumped, it didn't pump, blah, blah, blah. You guys expect multi-billion-dollar market caps, okay, to go up overnight. That's not how this works. You're going to have to be patient. Those of you who are patient are going to do incredibly well when it comes to crypto, but you have to be patient. Okay, we trade a lot differently than stocks and bonds and traditional finance. Yes, in the past, we've seen extreme volatility on the upside, okay? That's when the market was a lot smaller, so it would take a lot less liquidity to move markets. But at the same time, we are entering into a brand new era, and that comes with traditional finance. We're essentially meshing in. And just the fact that both the Doge and XRP ETFs perform so well is indicating that traditional finance is going to follow suit. And you have to remember the new law that the new guidelines the SEC passed is that if it has a futures already that's mature, it's going to be essentially like a fast track, okay? Yeah, I know you've been holding for years, but this is the thing, okay? It takes patience. And you have think of it this way. This is how I like to break it down to you guys. Your 401k. In the United States of America, we are told to go to college, get a job, put money into a 401k. Trust the traditional financial systems. And then I don't know about you guys, but I was brought up that we retire off of our Social Security and we retire off of our 401ks or whatever else you're able to hold on to or whatever able that you invest in, et cetera. So that's really the American way. So most of you're looking at crypto at this get rich quick scheme, which it can be in some cases if you're well-versed enough. And that also segues into the true decentralized economy. And we're talking about a true decentralized economy. It basically, especially with crypto, there's no barriers to entry. So based on how hard you work is how much money you will make. Most of the people in crypto that do incredibly well, yes, there's outliers of those of them that have gotten insanely rich overnight. But most people, majority of people, have to perfect a trading scenario or investing scenario or whatever that may be. So, it's different. You have the opportunity to invest how you want to invest. But back to like Web 2, real life, is that your 401ks, those are growing over what? Let's say you start working, for example, at 25 years old for 40 years. 40 years it takes for you to obtain $1 million or whatever else it is as it is. John Germain, who watches me on Betamax, which is an old school VHS player, saving 401k in high earning years to defer taxes in your retirement, which has less income to save. They said opposite is true. And John's been around the block. So let's go ahead and let's talk about some of these stats. And again, it shook Wall Street. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a lot of other altcoins. There's a lot of really big news happening, especially when it comes to an airdrop. So finally, those of us that have been dinos in this space that have been using Metamask, it looks like we're going to be getting there's going to be a token. It's not confirmed if it's an airdrop or not. We'll have to see. But let's first and foremost, let's go ahead and give a shout out to all the TikTok babes, YouTube babes, Twitch babes, Rumble babes. I got to give a shout out to my channel members. If you want to be a channel member, you just go at the top and you subscribe. It's like $3 or $4. If not, that's fine too. Good morning to Mr. D. Go Hawks. Mr. R showing up. Bueller. Hey, Contrary. I love that movie. I make Lo watch that movie. I love it. I think it's the best ever. I used to make my stepson watch it too. He's like 8 years old. And so he watches it now, I guess, still. To Mr. Dale for showing up. To Mr. Lawrence, to mixing. Wendy's for breakfast? No, I'm actually, I'm going to go to Jollibee, which is like a Filipino fast food restaurant. I'm going there because they have a Cat's Eye collaboration, which Lo loves Cat's Eye, but they have like, I'm going to get the Korean barbecue sandwich thingy. It looks so good. Like, I'm so hungry. So this is going to be a short stream because I got to go. Mr. Lawrence, gorgeous Alexandra. What else is going on? Mr. John, Mr. Mick. I love your name. I love the name Mick. I had a dog I named after Mick Mars. And Mr. Alpha Moves. All right. So let's go up. Horns up, Rams, LA team. whatever works. I just like football because I like to eat. Also, too, I've got an event this evening. This late afternoon, so that's why I did my makeup and stuff because I have a million things to do. Shout out to Scotland. Does she live in Scotland? Doesn't she have like a castle with 12 cats? Sometimes I go between, I want to be Enya and I want to be in like a European castle with like my 12 cats, just like in a robe, like a silk robe majestic. And other times I want to pop out more kids, buy a 90 station wagon with a cigarette and take them down to the burger joint and then to the Chuck E. Cheese. Duality in women, I guess. Anyways, let's get into the news. But again, it's Friday. You guys should give yourself a pat on the back. All right. Okay, here we go. Here we go, honeys. All right, let's see. First and foremost, crypto markets, everything is down. Oh my God, I can't believe it because the XRP and the Dogecoin spot ETFs, it's supposed to put so much liquidity to the market. It's supposed to pump everything. It is supposed to pump everything. Well, look at this. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the actual statistics here. Okay, the statistics. The REX-Osprey XRP ETF, XRPR, recorded the highest debut volume of any ETF this year, surpassing $37 million. It beat every other ETF that went live this year. And you guys are pressed. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Lordy, lordy, lordy. The Doge ETF registered a 17 million trading volume on its first day. Mr. Eric B. said this would be a top 5 for year out of 710 launches. Good sign for onslaught of 33 ACT ETFs coming soon. What does this mean? What does this mean? This means the XRP spot ETF did what it was supposed to do. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Lawrence. And the Dogecoin ETF also did incredibly well. So those of you that are complaining, you guys need to chill and sit on your hands, right? We need to just chill. We need to be grateful for what we have. So this is wonderful news. This is good news. This is basically, and again, let's use a little bit of critical thinking here. This is going to, these stats are going to intrigue traditional finance, the hedge funds, the asset managers, and they're like, oh, we need to get in on this. So those of you that have been holding since like Dogecoin, I've been holding Dogecoin since it was, I think, sub 5 cents or sub a penny. I forget. I don't even remember. Or those of you that are holding XRP since below 50 cents and now it's trading at $3, you all are front running traditional finance, Wall Street, and all these guys. That's what you're doing. Give yourself some grace, okay? And smash the like and share this. NFTs for 2026, those are they're merging over to RWAs for the most part. But I haven't seen anything super interesting except dead pixels on Hedera. Now, this dropped today too, and this is good for Solana, XRP, and Cardano. Grayscale's CoinDesk Crypto 5 ETFs. The ticker is GDLC. It's a new fund tracking the 5 most established, largest, and most liquid cryptos: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and ADA. This is telling me we might be getting an ADA spot ETF soon. Well, we know that that's on the list because it's already got a futures, but this is indicating these are the most liquid. So again, we're going to get that spot Solana, we're going to get that spot ADA, and we're going to get all the other spot XRT ones because of all the institutional demand that's coming. Hello, this is good news. It's the first U.S. multi-asset crypto ETP. It's listed on NYSE ARCA. The fund offers exposure to over 90% of the total crypto market cap in a single product, and it's automatically rebalanced quarterly to reflect current market leaders. Good stuff, man. GDLC, it's from Grayscale. Okay. Next, what do we have here? From Mr. Eric B, quote tweeting our friend James. We're already at 2 times alt season crypto ETFs, and it's not even October. Do you realize how crazy things are going to get? Both of these guys, senior analysts for ETF analyst for Bloomberg, another ETF crypto TradFi guy that's in crypto now. Do you understand what these guys are saying? Shout out to Lawrence for the $20 super chat. I'm going to use that for my breakfast this morning. You better believe it. I'll post a picture on my Instagram story. And probably get the mashed potatoes with gravy. I was so hungry. But do you guys understand? Do you understand? We have traditional finance analysts. It's not just some dumb crypto personality saying, hey, we're going to pump. It is literally the world. Well, not the world, but these guys over here. Your Solana's popping? Woo! XRP holder since 2018. So you're just cold chilling, Ryan. Ryan, the people that have been holding XRP for quite some time, you are, Alexandra. This is the thing. Those of you that have been holding XRP since like 2018 or whenever the heck, you guys are going to be outperforming most investors and traders. You simply just have to realize gains. That helps too. Anyways, next story. Because I got it this stream week. I need to talk faster. Some Ethereum. Actually, let's go and take a look at the charts. Okay, let's take a look at the charts over here. So this is Bitcoin. Bitcoin, she's dropping a little bit. We've got some pretty big resistance over here at 117, 116. So we're dropping a little bit. That's okay. Also, if you want to, this is my logo. My logo. You're tempted to sell, do what works for you, honey. If you want to trade me on Kraken, it's my favorite spot exchange. They have all different types of things over there. QR codes up here. Reflink is down there. They also got a customer service hotline as well. Or if you want to be a degenerate, you can trade over at Femex. I got the ref link down below. They give you $500, I think, to sign up. But anyways, you could be like Gamer and don't be like Gamer and use 50 times leverage. Anyways. Taking a look at Bitcoin, we're dropping a little bit, cooling off for the weekend, which is fine. I imagine we'll probably trade in this range between about probably 117 and 114 this weekend. Does Kraken hold your money? You could use it for that, but it's not recommended to. But you can. They're pretty good. I don't have anything on VeChain. They haven't announced anything right now. But next time they have an announcement, I'm happy to cover it. It's one of my. I love them over there. They're wonderful. Yeah. So Bitcoin will probably drop down to about 114. Cool. Fine. Fantastic. Ethereum dropping, getting ready to break down below support. We've got 4,300 over here. Solana is dropping as well. XRP is dropping. The market's not great today. Link, ADA, HBAR. So let's just not look at the market right now. Let's not do that. Well, if you want to, you can actually buy the dip. Okay. If you want to buy the dip, you can. And if you want to buy the dip, you can actually use iTrustCapital as well. This is another option, another one of our partners over here. But basically, they've been rated best in fees, customer support, and more. But they offer more of a traditional approach. Okay. You also get a $100 funding bonus if you sign up, but they have premium custody account, tax advantage, crypto IRA. And one of the cool things about it, obviously you got to chat with your CPA, but if you want to buy the dip and use them, you can do it yourself. And the reason why I'm bringing it up right now is because somebody said, because somebody asked, can I hold my crypto there? iTrustCapital will probably be a place you might want to consider. But they put out these really, really good reports. And they also added Crow, World Liberty, and Hype, which I've got some Hype news about Hyperliquid regarding MetaMask. So hold up there. They've got over 80 different cryptos. They offer custody for you guys, also precious metals. And it's a crypto IRA platform. And you guys can do the trading yourself if you like, whatever works for you. BlackRock and Strategy is trusted. Trust them. And the technology they use for custody protects against external wallet risk and exploit. The code is going to be Wendy9. So if this is something you're interested in, take a look at iTrustCapital, use code Wendy9 so I get credit. But again, if you're somebody that's like, this is what iTrustCapital is good for. iTrustCapital is good for people that want to get into crypto, but that are in crypto, they are too scared. Or not, I don't want to say scared because that's not a good word. They're not confident enough in themselves because they're not experienced to hold the crypto themselves. So if you want to use a platform like iTrustCapital, they're great for that. And they put out these really, really, really awesome reports too that kind of give you some segue into the into what's happening with TradFi meets crypto. Also too, if you don't know, a crypto IRA is a retirement account that lets you invest in crypto with tax advantages. And iTrustCapital, they have tax advantage account to help your investments grow without worrying about capital gains. That's kind of what John was talking about earlier. So again, code up there, Wendy9, down below, if you guys like, whatever works for you. But again, it's pretty good if you want to check that out because you never know. You never know. Uh-oh, my computer's going crazy. All right, let's get back to the, oh, there we are. Sorry, I'm thinking about my food. Okay, let's get back to the crypto news. I'm going to wrap it up. SUI, I think we might have SUI news, so hold up with that. We're going to get a SUI spot ETF too. iTrust lets you self-direct your IRA money into crypto. It does. Good. Does Kraken have a hold period? Bought XRP and send to my wallet. I don't think they have a hold period. That's weird. I haven't experienced that with them. Anyways, Ethereum. Okay. Ethereum devs set date for key upgrades, bringing 8-fold scaling increase to layer 2s. I'm so sick of Ethereum bringing, doing all these upgrades. Like, can we just like focus on layer 1? Anyways, it's the Fusaka upgrade and it's scheduled for December 3rd, 2025. I don't even care about this. But Google taps onto EigenLayer to bring trust to agentic payments, which is AI payments. Remember, we talked about this story a little bit earlier. Google is essentially going to be using AI in different cryptos for different things. Basically, I think they'll probably have their own stablecoin too. Kraken and Robinhood have a hold on XRP. Why? That doesn't make sense. Maybe check iTrust. I don't know. Anyways, so that's what's happening over there at Google. Google is very interesting. But basically, it's going to be using Ethereum tech. And we talked about Ethereum being Wall Street's coin this cycle. However, Solana is making some pretty big things. So Solana just announced their Alpenglow upgrade to bring transaction finality down from 12.8 seconds to just 100 to 150 milliseconds, almost making blockchain feel as fast as Google search. This is really cool stuff. So basically, the validators are supporting the upgrade with 99% approval, and it's basically going to introduce new tech to speed up the process without losing security. And the upgrade is planned for mainnet in early of 2026. And the reason why I'm talking about this, shout out to Daz so much for the $2 super chat. I appreciate it. One of the things I want to say though, Gamer says, fun fact, SUIR's already had a DAT company called SUIG in the stock market. Cool. Anyways, the reason why this is important though, and the reason why we compare a lot of Ethereum to Solana, or the competition between them, and the reason why. Make sure you guys smash the like. The reason why is they're both layer 1s. Ethereum focused a long time on their layer 2s. Solana is really just focusing on the layer 1s. And they're actually making things faster. So again, even though Ethereum is Wall Street's coin baby this cycle, it might not be next cycle. So that's why I'm like, with it. That's why I'm going to sell most of my Ethereum this cycle, 90% at least. Oh, gold is pumping. Be careful. Next on the docket. I don't know. There's no context behind it, but Charles H said Cardano is going to break the internet. So good. Good, Charles. Send it, man. All right, Metamask to launch in-wallet perpetuals trading through Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid is a centralized exchange. You can basically short, do whatever you want on it, okay? So Metamask is finally starting to compete a little bit better against Proton. Not Proton. Yeah, Phantom. Hold on, where's the darn thing? Oh, here it is. Okay, let's listen to this little clippy clip over here from this dude, from this guy, from Metamask or something.
Will Metamask have a token at some point, maybe in the near future?
The mass token is coming. It may come sooner than you would expect, right?
So this is Joseph Lubin. He's from Consensus, from Metamask, from Ethereum. He says we're basically saying we're going to launch a token. And the reason why this is so big is because many of us have been using MetaMask. Like I do use Phantom, I do use Lace, I do use some of the other wallets as well. But the thing is that most of us from way back in the day, we've been using MetaMask. We've been waiting for the airdrop. Like literally, some lore here. Stick with me. 2020, 2021, I think it was 2020. Anyways, there was Uniswap airdrop, and that was like the craziest airdrop. Like a lot of people made like life-changing money with that, okay? And it was basically just by using Uniswap. Cool, fine, fantastic. And everybody was pushing MetaMask. When are you going to do the airdrop? MetaMask never did an airdrop, and people are pissed. And the reason why they didn't is because of the regulatory environment with the SEC. And now that we've got a friendly SEC towards crypto, which we got a little bit of a Gary Gensler story come up, they're going to go and launch a token probably because they can do so. So we don't know how it's going to be. Now that they're integrating Hyperliquid, I'm like, okay, do you have to do stuff on Hyperliquid to get it? Because the way that the Uniswap airdrop worked is Midnight Car sends after Wendy. And on Midnight too. That's a privacy chain on Cardano. Anyways, but we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if it's going to be airdrop. We just know we're going to be getting a token soon, which is really, really important because if they do an airdrop, that would be wonderful for those of us that have been using MetaMask for 900 million years, like myself. I started using it in 2018, I think. There was a meme coin called Lupe. Anyways, shout out to Hedera, our partners over at Hedera. Hedera Foundation is a partner for the show over here. But basically, Hedera's governance is OFAC aligned. This is important. I'm going to explain to you why. First, I'm going to explain to you what it is, and then I'll explain to you how I lost a bunch of money. How I lost a lot of money. Where did this go? Why did I lose it? What happened? Wendy, what are you doing? Wendy loses everything all the time. If I can't find my thing. Oh, here we go. The reason, so institutional ready, risk mitigation, transparency, and trust, all of the things. But the reason why, okay, so Hedera Council has implemented robust foundational and applicational measures, making Hedera one of the most rigorously OFAC compliant public networks. The reason why this is so important is, number one, I am old for centuries and I'm still waiting for Dracula to come. I'm so mad that I'm not, I forget, maybe it's in France, Dracula Love Untold. I can't watch it and I need to watch it. I've always loved Dracula, always been a big fan. Always been a big fan. Always. Anyways, so the reason why it's so important that Hedera is OFAC compliant is because you can get decryptoed. I actually got thrown off of Gemini because they said there was something wrong with a transaction I received, which was from a client, and I had all the paperwork, and they're like, no, you can't do this. Blah, 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 blah. So I can't use Gemini anymore, which stinks. But again, the money is sitting with the OFAC people. It's for almost 2 years. So it's really important to make sure what you're using is OFAC compliant because you never know. You never know. So I think that it's great that Hedera is taking an initiative for that. I know some of you are like, oh my God, Wendy, that's centralized. Well, guess what? It was centralized once we started getting the Bitcoin DATs. It was centralized the moment Michael Saylor created the Bitcoin treasury for himself. Okay? So that's what it is. So we got to have a happy medium somewhere. Anyways, next on the docket. Coinbase launches USDC lending, 10.8% yields, shares up 7%. All I'm going to say about this is that Coinbase is going to be the first bank in the United States of America, like the first popular one. And I know that there's some communities, Wendy, well, we applied and we did this. You're not Coinbase, so that's the thing. We have Brian Armstrong that's literally that is met with David Sachs, chills with Ripple, like all of these things, okay? Coinbase is going to be the first bank in America, okay? The lending runs on Base. It replaces old 4.1 to 4.5 USDC rewards with real on-chain lending yields. Funds can be withdrawn anytime subject to liquidity availability. That's important, is liquidity availability. Initial rollout to US excluding New York because, of course, why would New York be normal? Bermuda, Hong Kong, UAE. Interesting. Oh, no, it's rolling out to Bermuda, Hong Kong, UAE, New Zealand, Philippines, Taiwan, and South Korea. This move could make USDC a default yield-bearing asset for millions of users. Real quick. And then I got to show you this right here. We're building a better set of financial services so Coinbase can be your primary financial account. Brian Armstrong said it here. We're going to become a bank. And I've said this since like 2020. Coinbase will be the first bank of America, and USDC will be the stablecoin. It'll be the stablecoin. Move can make USDC default yield-bearing asset for millions of users. Okay. But again, this is pretty high yield. This type of yield is back before we had the crypto contagion collapse. So, or the crypto contagion. So be really careful, okay? Yep. Aw, thanks, Schemer. So, that's coming. Now, JP Morgan says Circle faces intense competition from Tether, Hyperliquid, and fintech rivals. JP Morgan needs to shut the heck up. Basically, they said that Robinhood and Revolut, all of them, because USAT will be fully compliant with US stablecoin regulations, unlike Tether. I don't even want to cover this. This is dumb. JP Morgan is dumb. Of course there's competition. What do you think? What do you think this is? This is not a centralized economy, JP Morgan. Anyways, to everybody that's holding Stellar, hello. Pi USD is now live on Stellar. Congratulations to you guys. Happy for you. Pi is PayPal's stablecoin, so it's live on Stellar. low transfer fees, 5-second finality, anchors for fiat ramps, stellar asset contract compatible. Wonderful. Worry Bank launch, South Korea's first won-backed stablecoin is on Avalanche, and this is why it was pumping yesterday. So thank you for sending this to me, gamer. The reason why your comment got deleted is because we have all these stupid controls on the chats and stuff because there's so much spam that YouTube allows to go through. So unfortunately, we have to, and it's not us. It's whatever. I'm actually doing a review on One Key tomorrow, the wallet, or actually it's coming out today at 2 p.m. PT. So you guys should check that out. It's a cold storage wallet like Ledger. Thank you so much, Troy. But this is why it was pumping yesterday because of stablecoins. BDAX, in partnership with Worry Bank, launched KRW1. That reminds me, I just thought of KRS1. South Korea's first regulated Korean won-backed stablecoin. Each token is fully collateralized with won held in escrow at Worry Bank. Real-time proof of reserves via API, which that's amazing. I don't know, why can't America do that? Why can't America do that with our banks now? Why can't we have on-chain transparency with everything? Public servants and the banks and all of it. Expansion plans include support for other chains and partnerships with Circle and Tether. So we'll see. We'll see. It's interesting that they picked Avalanche and not Ethereum, but it's good. It's good competitions. U.S. banks are not safe. Yeah, we know. Also, Mr. Deaton. He said the fact that banks were able to prevent yield directly going to customer from the issuer in the Genius Act proves that banks still own many elected officials. The 2 U.S. senators from Massachusetts, Warren and Mark, are prime examples. But if they are successful in passing an amendment like this, it'll be a betrayal of making America the crypto capital of the world. There's a lot of things happening behind the scenes that we don't know. Okay? There's a lot. There's a lot happening. It's just a big old ghetto drama mess. That's what it is. So basically, the banks are like, no, we don't like crypto. So what happened with the banks is they lobbied, and they're the ones I think that really, really had Gary Gensler put in, and South Korea is massive for crypto and technology. But I feel like the banks were the ones that really put all this lobbying out. And that's why we had the anti-crypto army. And that's why we had Gary Gensler in power. And then Mr. T came in the office and was like, no, we're not going to do this. And this is where the banks and the C word effed up. The C word, which I can't say it, but it effed up because they debanked him. They debanked his family. They debanked lots of people. The banks have been debanking people since we don't know when, since for a long time. Okay. And that's why, and that's a whole nother social issue thing that I'm not going to discuss, but crypto fixed that. And that's why Trump changed his tune on crypto and Bitcoin. Now the banks are scrambling. They're like, oh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? If the banks were smart, what they would do, they would figure out how to use crypto technology, blockchain technology to integrate themselves in and help with their bottom line. That's what they would do. But they're stubborn and sassy. So they're going to get left behind. Coinbase and Kraken and iTrust and whomever else, they're going to be crypto banks. Crypto.com, all of it. They're going to end up becoming banks and replacing the banks. That's what's going to happen. Also, Hunter Horsley from Bitwise. 6 to 12 months from now, the big story in crypto is going to be credit and borrowing. It will explosively grow over the next few years. The two vectors, $4 trillion of crypto growing. When people can borrow against it rather than sell, they will. For buying houses, for buying cars, for student loans, for all of that stuff. Shout out to Vancouver. I'm going to Toronto next week. There's over $60 trillion in public equities alone. In the US, an asset's tokenized. Someone with 7,000 of a stock will be able to borrow against that for the first time on chain. He's 100% right. And this is why we're seeing all of this. That's why the banks are scrambling, because they're effed. They are effed and they know it because they refuse to pivot. And that's one of the most dangerous things. The dangerous things ever is that they're not able to pivot. If you're an entrepreneur, you're a business and you are not able to pivot, look at what happened to Blockbuster. They didn't pivot. Now they're gone. It is what it is. Really quickly, because I need to go get my Jollibee. I need to get it. White House passes more candidates for CFTC as nominee stalls. Let's go and read about this. White House is reconsidering its nominee for CFTC chair as Brian Quintas confirmation stalls due backlash from the Winklevoss twins and espionage related tied to Kalashi. New pro-crypto candidates are under consideration, including Michael Salig, SEC Crypto Task Force Chief Counsel, Tyler Williams, Treasury Counsel and former Galaxy Digital executive. Trump administration has not fully withdrawn support for Quintas, but asked the Senate to pause confirmation vote in July. Quintas claims he was misrepresented, and looks like the Winklevoss twins are not happy with backlash from the Winklevoss twins. Remember the Winklevoss twins, and I believe Winklevoss twins and Coinbase, they have $100 million super crypto pack. Money talks, and it makes people listen. So the interesting thing here is they are going to have a lot of say in what happens. Oh, thank you for the cake. They're going to have a lot of say in what happens with who's doing what. And my gripe about that is none of these people that are advocating for us are going to respectfully demand to remove the accredited investor law because it's predatory. They built their businesses off of our backs and our capital for the most part because traditional finance wasn't allowed to participate. And now they get to say what happened. So Mr. Winklevoss and Mr. Brian Armstrong and the big boys, please advocate for retail, okay? The accredited investor law is predatory and we don't want it. We don't need it. If yet we have to do a basic competency test, let us do it. Let us take it. But that's what you should be arguing over, not your bottom line. That's not very pro-crypto of you, is it? Oh, this is Gary Gensler. Let's go and heck yeah. Let's go and listen to this clip. I don't want to. He talks too slow. I want my Jollibee.
They are reversing a lot of what you did. And how are you feeling about what they're doing now?
So I'm very proud of what we accomplished.
And the crypto community is ecstatic not to have you there anymore and to have him there. Looking back on it, I mean, do you think that was the right call?
Yes, I think.
Because look, now we have this like burgeoning industry and there's so much more innovation and leadership in the U.S.
And a lot more capital coming into it. There may be more capital in terms of the interest in the public. The public is interested. I get that. But for investors.
Do you think this is dangerous, what they're doing?
Put aside Bitcoin.
This is really chopped up, so I don't like it. But one of the things I'm going to say is Gary Gensler probably was paid by the banks to do what he did, or by the powers that be. And he, of course, if I was him, this is the thing. If I was him, Gary, take your money and go retire, go right off into the sunset, honey. Okay, just go. We don't want to hear from you anymore. You're a disgrace to the crypto industry. You were bought and paid for, which is fine to be bought and paid for if you're doing it for the right reasons and you're honest about it. But because everybody's got to make a living, just go into the sunset. I told you, gamer. I told you. So we don't care about Gensler. All right. All the U.S. major stock benchmarks hit records high today, even small caps. That was yesterday. I don't know what's going on with Trump over there trading. This is a funny post. Other than that, we're done, guys. We're done. Have a good weekend. Heck yeah. I'm a shill. Heck yeah. I don't mind being a shill at all. We've got wonderful sponsors. We disclose it. We do what we got to do. Make that money, baby. I hope everybody makes money. But anyways, go right into the sunset, Gary. Who is corrupt, me or Gary? You better, Fat Fine, you better be careful what you're saying over here. Hi, Brian. You better be careful. Don't listen to any mainstream media. Okay, I'm going to go. Thank you, Alexander. I'm not going to argue with people because it's the weekend and I have a really cool event to go to for networking, kind of, sort of. And I'm going to go get Jollibee. Anyways, sending y'all love and light. Okay, bye. The crypto market's red is because the markets are volatile.